Holy shit, a save point.
A save point! The first one, right?
Yep.
Actually, I don't like it when games make you play for like 30 minutes or even maybe even an hour. Forgetting your save point.
No, drives me nuts too. I agree.
Because I remember this one game I was playing, it had a really, really long tutorial. And you couldn't even pause the game. So I just kind of had to find a spot that didn't have enemies and just stand around while I go and take care of other business for an hour.
Was this called Was this called Demon Souls?
No, it wasn't.
Okay,
No, it's not.
A potion, cool. Do 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 do. Da 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 da. Well, shit.
So Tidus is like getting himself wet. I'm gonna read some pretty cool things about the PlayStation 2.
Alright.
Just to tell everyone how old it is.
Alright.
So the PlayStation 2 in North America came out in October 26, 2000.
I got mine.
So this thing is 13 and a half years old.
Yep, that's the one I have down there.
It wasn't discontinued in North America until January 4th of last year. 2013. Believe it or not, the CPU in the PlayStation 2 is 64-bit.
Wow.
Yeah, that was back in the day when 32-bit was the big thing. But this one's got a 64-bit emotion engine, which apparently is so hard to emulate that with the PlayStation 3, they had to put PS2 parts into it. And even then today, I've been told that you can have a pretty big, pretty fast computer and you still can't emulate every single PS2
No,
game.
I was actually I was reading about that PSX emulator online, and man, yeah.
Yeah, PS2 games are just really hard to emulate.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, that's the emotion engine. And believe it or not, Japan actually I do believe Japan thought about banning the system.
Oh yeah, because
they thought that
nukes.
they thought the processor in the PlayStation 2 was powerful enough to control guided missiles.
Well,
that kind of tells you quite a bit. Now, that being said though, the clock speed wise, it was the lowest out of the three systems. The GameCube had like more clock speed and was probably faster. And then you had the Xbox One, which had like an off-the-shelf Pentium 3 in it.
yeah, pretty much.
Now, RAM. Get ready for this, guys. Today, 8 gigabytes of RAM is the norm. PS2 only had 32 megabytes.
Oh god, I'm gonna die.
Of memory. Okay. And 4 megabytes of EDRAM. Yep.
Which, you know.
Yeah, today we got 8 gigabytes. So like we have like 8,140 megabytes of RAM today. Back with the PlayStation 2, 32.
I remember the thing was about the PS2, the really big, like, piece of technology that everyone kept, like, being holy shit about was DVDs.
Yeah. It had a DVD drive.
Yeah.
Which brings me to storage. You can use a PlayStation memory card.
Or a PS1.
Yeah, you can use a PS1
But you can
memory
only
card.
use PS1 memory cards with PS1 games and PS2 games. Because a PS2 memory card, because a PS1 memory card was a couple kilobytes.
Yeah.
Versus a PS1 memory card.
128 kilobytes.
Yeah, which in a PS2 memory card was 8 megabytes.
Yeah.
I actually want to buy another one because I have one
Yeah.
PS1 card and one PS2.
However, if you really needed a lot of space, you could install a 40 gigabyte hard drive.
But if you did, yeah, I guess that thing had one game that supported it. But I mean, if you want to be a technical, then yes.
So display, composite S, video, RGB, SCART, VGA, and component cables. Fun fact: the PlayStation 3 component cables worked with the PS2.
Yeah, they do.
Which is how we did Persona. Persona 4. Ooh, creepy statue.
It also has optical out, which I found was really weird.
Hey, back in the days of DVD, that was a big deal. Yeah? You want your surround sound. Actually, the home theater system idea back in 2000s with DVDs and flat screen televisions being extremely expensive. Like, optical out is a big deal when you have DVDs. 5.1 surround sound. It's the next revolution in home theaters.
Fire.
Alright, well, let's save and get the stuff to make a fire. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get us to the point I want us to get to, but I'm going to damn well try.
Graphics synthesizer, people, 147.456 megahertz. Also kind of cool, you have a pretty modern Ethernet plug on the thing. It does require an adapter on the old systems, though.
Yeah, that's what on mine, I have the adapter, which has hookups for dial-up and Ethernet.
Let's see. You've got 2 USB 1.1 ports.
Yep.
Amazing, actually. And you had a FireWire connector.
Which that one was never
Which
used.
FireWire never really got big.
I only used the USB ports for the iToy.
Yeah,
And Quinn
the
still
only time-
owes me an iToy.
And I have never used FireWire except the one time I plugged a video camera, like one of those Sony Handycam thingies, to my computer to extract video footage from the data cassette.
Yeah, so...
Online services, dynamic network authentication system. And the best-selling game.
Off the top.
And the best-selling game, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas.
That's not a surprise.
Alright, well, that's everything about the PS2 that I want to read about.
I remember, like, the game I was really hyped for on PS2 was Sly Cooper. And I really liked Sly Cooper, but, like, compared to all the other stuff that I would fall in love with on that system, this game, Metal Gear 3, Final Fantasy, like, just this massive list of these amazing games, to think the reason I was excited was fucking Sly Cooper is so retarded.
I want to say, I remember I was at Toys R Us, and I've heard of the PlayStation, but at the time I played more games on the GameCube, like Smash Brothers and Mario Party 4. So when I was at Toys R Us, I've heard of the Xbox.
I heard of Xbox, but I like.
But in 2002, 2003, it was like, oh, I want the GameCube. Which, you know, at my age, was fine.
Yeah.
Looking back at it, though, was probably a retarded idea. Because I missed out on so much.
Well, I mean,
I got Sword of Solid in 07, though, when I got my Xbox 360.
and that thing had almost everything on it until later on in the generation.
Yeah. Because to me, all that really mattered was just Smash Brothers and Mario Party and Pokemon. So, yeah.
Alright, well, we have successfully made it so Tidus isn't going to die.
But he's hungry, isn't he?
Probably. In Sphera, animal hunt you.
Actually, that reminds me of this awesome quest name that I loved from Final Fantasy XIV.
Mm-hmm.
In the Southlands, treasure hunts you. And it was perfect because basically these little things disguise themselves as treasure boxes and attack people. So yeah, in the Southlands.
You were right,
What do
though.
you want?
There's also this quest called My Little Chocobo.
There's a,
It was a bad
there's a lot of those in WoW
Your team
Yeah.
and
lost
most
because
MMOs.
of you.
You came to say.
Actually, to be honest, whenever it comes to quest names and achievement names, people always
It's been
pun the things out.
10 years.
My love for you is like a truck berserker. That's still one of my favorites. So I'm playing Infamous Second Son, and it has some pretty good references. Like Deslin's ringtone is from Sly Cooper 4. You know the mini song, the time travel music?
Yeah.
That's his ringtone.
Ah.
Even though they
Which
didn't.
character again?
Deslin, the main character.
In.
Infamous Second Son.
That's pretty sweet.
There's a couple of good Sly references in there.
So it's just like, kind of like this spy action song that just plays over it.
Yeah.
It's like,
Wait! Don't go out on me!
Blow on it, you idiot.
Just hold on.
Carbon dioxide doesn't make the fire go, though. Oxygen does.
Yes, I'm aware. But
Getting something to fan it is a good idea, though.
no, blowing works too. You'd be surprised.
Really? Just breathe quickly so you don't get carbon dioxide.
Basically,
on things.
just.
Give me a break.
So that's why you don't blow out a fire.
Yep.
Unless it's like a little matchstick.
Yeah. The more damage you take, the more meter you build.
Makes sense. Because when you're about to die, you want to unleash all your power, right?
Yeah. Your unlimited power.
Every time you say power, I always think of what was it, Archbishop
Benedictus
in Warcraft Cataclysm. Because I ran that dungeon so many times that we would just stand there and laugh at him.
Oh shit!
There's
What's going
no
on?
light, no darkness. There is only power.
Oh shit! What's going on?
Weird. Dear goodness, that just.
You on my side? Cool.
Sweet, sweet.
I'm not gonna get killed.
Right, use a grenade. Okay, wow. The thing that annoys me about this character is you use her in this beginning sequence, and then you don't see her again until like hour 12 or 15.
An hour?
In hour 12 or 15. That's still shit. Oh cool, we can still more grenades. I think you gotta survive one more time. Or we can kill it. That works too. Da, 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 da.
You've been owned, FTW! I keep talking about Final Fantasy XIV, but I'm sorry, but in that game, every time you level up,
Da, 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 da.
it's the greatest thing ever. Like, of all the level up songs that play, Fire Emblems and FF14 is my favorite. Just Land Ahead is a little...
That was close. Hey, let me go.
So, you can actually find translated parts of their language throughout the land, and she just punched you in the stomach.
Getting knocked out.
I'm gonna be honest, Keith's kind of a bitch for how often he gets knocked out. Like, constantly. Like, this is like the third time in 1 hour. You know? But, what was I trailing off on? Remind me. So, their language. Yeah, you can actually find pieces of their language and it'll auto-translate the letters over for you. So if you find all of them, you can actually understand what they're saying. So and if you actually want to learn the language, you play these intro parts again, and you actually know what they're saying.
Have you ever done that?
Hell no.
Right, whatever. Tuli hook kabeg?
I'm assuming that means that this guy an asshole.
I said I don't understand.
Fed! He said you can stay if you make yourself useful.
You understand me? Alright, I'll work.
Slap.
It's like, no, I like that. It's just like, all right, I'll work. Let's save. Because if you die, you go back to your last save point in this game.
Seems pretty traditional.
Yep.
Old games.
Alright, let's go.
Access granted.